It's a brand new year. I hope you aren't starting off this year by creating your folders like this. Automate that. In this Microsoft Power Automate tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create an automated cloud flow that runs on the first day of a new year. We'll go over how to use the convert time zone action as well as how to use an expression to return the months in a year. I'll cover 3 different scenarios on how you can use these actions in various flows. First, we'll build a flow that will create a new folder for the new year for a selected folder. This folder will contain subfolders for each month of the new year. Then, I'll show you how to create a file for each month of the new year from a template. Lastly, I'll show you how to create a new notebook section in OneNote for the new year with a page for each month in the year. In Power Automate, create an instant cloud flow. Select the manual trigger. We'll use this flow to generate the dynamic dates first. I'll be using the classic designer for this tutorial as the new designer still has a few bugs. Since the first day of the new year has already passed, I'll need a way to manually select the first day of the new year. To do this, I'll add a date input to my manual trigger. I'll also do this when I'm building a flow that'll eventually use a recurrence trigger, as I can select different dates to test out my flow. Depending on when you are running a flow, it's good practice to add a convert time zone action to ensure that the date comparisons are accurate. In the base time field, insert the date from the manual trigger input. When the flow is ready to go, we'll replace this with the UTC now function, which will return the current date and time at the time the flow runs. Because I'm manually selecting a date, I'll need to select my local time zone for both the source time zone and destination time zone dropdowns. For the format string, search for round trip and select that. Add a compose action. Remember to rename your actions to keep your flow organized. I always use compose actions in my flows to hold my expressions. This way, I can run tests and verify the output is what I'm expecting. The first compose action will store the year. Insert an expression and use the format datetime function. Click on the Dynamic Content tab and insert the converted time dynamic content. Add a comma and single quotes. In between the single quotes, enter 4 lowercase y's. Save your flow and run a test. Verify the compose action is outputting the proper year based on your date selection. Add another compose action. We'll use this compose action to compose an array of numbers for the months in a year. Insert an expression and use the range function. The range function takes 2 parameters, the starting index, aka the starting number, and the count of numbers. In this case, the starting index will be 1. Add a comma and enter 12 for the count. Run a test. The output of this compose action is an array of numbers from 1 to 12. Add a select action. We'll use this action to generate the month text that can be used as folder names, file names, OneNote pages, and more. In the From field, insert the output from the compose action above. Click on this icon to change from key to map mode. In the Map field, insert an expression. I'll start you off with a couple of expression examples. You can customize the expression you use in this action to suit your needs. First, let's combine the year from the compose action above with each month. Add a concat function. The concat function allows you to combine 2 or more strings into a single string. Each string needs to be separated by a comma. First, insert the output from the compose action that is holding the year. Add a comma and a space between single quotes. Add another comma and insert the item function. The item function will return each month within the select action. Run a test. The select action outputs an array of text in this format. To add a leading 0 in front of the single-digit months, we'll need to format the date. Click on the Dynamic Content label to edit the expression. We'll need to wrap this expression in the format datetime function. Place your cursor at the start of the expression and enter format datetime with an opening parenthesis. Go to the end of the expression by pressing the down arrow key. Add a comma and single quotes. In between the single quotes, enter this date format. Press the down or right arrow key to go to the end of the expression and insert a closing parenthesis. Run a test. You can see it's added a 0 to the single-digit months. Adjust this expression to suit your needs. If you'd like to include the full month name, format the date like this. To capitalize the text, wrap the entire expression in a toUpper function. Now that we've created the dynamic dates, add a scope action to group these actions together. I like using scope actions in my flows because it helps me to keep my flow organized. Scope actions also allow you to group actions together, making it easy to collapse multiple actions with a single click. Nesting actions inside a scope action also makes it really easy to copy many actions from one flow to another. For this flow, start with a manual trigger while you build and test it out. Add a date input. Next, add a get folder metadata action. Select your site and any folder for testing purposes. Insert the scope action that is on your clipboard. Check that the convert timezone action has the updated dynamic content from this flow. If not, delete it and re-add it. Add a compose action. We'll use this compose action to store the folder path, which we'll be using in a couple actions. I find it easier to use the output of a compose action instead of repeatedly inserting dynamic content across multiple actions. Insert the name dynamic content from the get folder metadata action. Add a /. Customize the folder name to suit your needs. For my folder, I'll insert the output from the compose action with the year and some static text. Next, add a create new folder action. Select your site and library. For the folder path, insert the output from the compose action above. Save your flow and test it out. I'll delete this folder for now as we still need to create the subfolders. Add and apply to each action. Insert the output from the select action. This apply to each action will loop through each array item from the select action. Add a create new folder action. We'll use this action to create the folder for each month. Select your site address and library name. In the folder path field, insert the output from the folder path compose action. Add a / and insert the current item. Run a test. That flow took about 9 seconds to run. Let's turn on the concurrency control to improve the efficiency of this flow. Let's run another test. I'll select January 1st of 2025. When the concurrency control is turned on, the apply to each action loops through a number of items at the same time. This run only took 3 seconds to run. It's important to note that if you are using a set variable action, you should leave the concurrency control off. Now that the flow is ready to go, replace the manual trigger with a for a selected file trigger. In the convert timezone action, insert an expression into the base time field. Use the UTC now function. Change the source time zone to Universal Coordinated Time. For the folder path, I'm going to remove the static text here and insert the selected folder name instead. You can customize the folder name to suit your requirements. Let's test it out. In SharePoint, click on the 3 dots of any folder. From the Automate dropdown, select the flow. If you'd like to customize the text that appears after the year each time you trigger the flow, insert a text input into the flow trigger. I'll delete the name dynamic content after the year and insert the text from the flow trigger. Let's test it out. For this flow, start with the manual trigger and a date input as well. Add a get file content using path action. Select your site address and template file. Next, add the scope action from your clipboard. Check that the convert time zone action has the updated dynamic content from this flow. If not, delete it and re-add it. Add and apply to each action to loop through each month from the select action output. For this flow, I'm going to edit the format of the date and remove the to upper function. To confirm the output of the new date, I'll save my flow and run a test. Add a create file action. Select your site address. I'll navigate to the 2023 meetings folder. Replace the year in the folder name with the value from the compose action, which dynamically stores the current year. By using the compose action to dynamically store the current year, the flow doesn't need to be modified every year. For the file name, I'll enter some static text and append the current item dynamic content to the end of the file name. Remember that this apply to each action is looping through each item from the select action output. For the file content, select the file content dynamic content from the get file content using path action. Run a test. Since there wasn't a 2024 folder created yet, the flow has automatically created one for me. Now that the flow is ready to go, replace the manual trigger with the recurrence trigger. However, before we can do this, we'll need to remove the date input dynamic content from the convert time zone action. If you try to delete the manual trigger, Power Automate won't delete it because the convert time zone action is referencing dynamic content from the manual flow trigger. Insert the UTC Now function. Change the source time zone to Universal Coordinated Time. Now, the manual trigger can be deleted. Change the interval to 12 and the frequency to month. Select your local time zone. In the start time field, enter a timestamp. In my case, I'd like the flow to start running at 7 a.m. January 1st of next year. Don't forget to turn on the concurrency control for the apply to each action. This will speed up your flow run. We'll start this flow the same way as the previous flows. Add the scope action from your clipboard. Check that the convert time zone action has the updated dynamic content from this flow. If not, delete it and re-add it. Next, add a create section in a notebook action. Select a notebook. In the name of the new section, insert the output from the compose action for the current year. Customize the name of the section to suit your needs. Add and apply to each action. Use this action to loop through each month from the select action output. Add a create page in a section action. Select a notebook. In the notebook section field, insert the page's URL dynamic content from the create section in a notebook action. Unfortunately, this action doesn't allow you to specify a page name. OneNote page names are taken from the title of the pages. To name your page, you'll need to insert HTML into the page content field. I've included a link to the HTML snippet in the description box below. Copy the HTML to your clipboard. Click this button to switch to code view. Highlight the existing HTML and paste the HTML from your clipboard. Replace this text with the current item dynamic content. Customize the page title to suit your needs. I'll adjust the format of the date in the select action to this. For this flow, I would recommend leaving the concurrency control off. Save your flow and run a test. In OneNote, the new section with a page for each month has been created. If you have a page template that you'd like to use, you can edit your flow to get the page content and insert it into the Create a Page in a Section action. I cover how to do this in a different tutorial. Click here to check it out. Now that the flow is ready to go, replace the manual trigger with the recurrence trigger. First, remove the dynamic content from the base time field in the Convert Time Zone action. Insert the UTC Now function. Change the source time zone to Universal Coordinated Time. Change the interval to 12 and the frequency to month. Select your local time zone and enter a timestamp into the Start Time field. How much time would you be able to save with any of these automations I covered in this tutorial? Let me know in the comments down below. If you learned something new today or found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like. If you are new to Power Automate and would like to level up your skills, check out this tutorial on 5 frequently asked questions that come up when troubleshooting a flow. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new Power Automate tutorials. Thanks for watching!